Hi students, welcome to the next module. We are going to be in module 3 and we will be starting that module in week 8. So that's what this overview video is all about, is what we're doing in week 8. So once you've wrapped up with your writing project 1, we're going to go, you'll be ready to go into the next module, next unit, where we will be kind of focusing on a different type of writing, a different type of modality of writing. And that will be rhetorical analysis. And so we'll be looking at different types of texts, kind of like real world text, things like speeches, advertisements, and things like that. So how we're going to do this week, you will not get your writing project 2 assigned until the week 9. And I will announce that on our schedule as well. But what you will have this week is basically some foundational things to review. We're going to review the rhetorical situation. There's a video here, you've seen it before, but I'm going to say look at it again because that's going to kind of remind you about everything you need to know about the rhetorical situation. Think of rhetorical situation as kind of the baby steps that lead us to the rhetorical analysis. So you want to make sure you know what that means before you go into the rhetorical analysis. I have a presentation on rhetorical analysis here for you. Now, my presentation, I've got it in a couple different formats here. You can look at the walkthrough, the lecture version, the video version, and then I've also linked to the video of a speech that I use in my presentation. This is literally like a 1-minute video, so it won't take you long to watch that. But that's the example that I use since we're going to be looking at speeches this week. And then there's a couple of check your knowledge questions. So make sure you look at that. And then you'll want to have that before you look at chapter 22. I think those looking at these things first before you hit the chapter 22 will help. Chapter 22 is going to be a little more of a bare bones kind of basic chapter compared to some of the other chapters that we read. Okay, but it's going to give you some information about basically, what does that mean, rhetorical analysis? What type of assignment is that? What does that look like? And so it gives you just a bit of an idea. So you have that to get your feet wet, get going. And then the bigger assignment, the assignment that'll probably take you the longest this week is going to be where we're practicing analyzing a rhetorical situation of a specific type of text, which is going to be a speech. So for this, I have 4 parts here. Just take it one part at a time, and you're going to define what rhetorical analysis is. And then the big part, the fun part, I think, is you get to choose a speech that you find online, but make sure it's a TED Talk, okay? And you can choose one that you like, that's a topic you're interested in, but you have to link to it. And then make sure you tell me who it is and what the title is, just like I did here. If you don't want to find your own, you are welcome to use one of mine. I chose 5 different ones here that are very engaging and interesting that I thought I would like to share with people. So I put those here, but you can choose one of mine or you can find your own. Then you're going to analyze the rhetorical situation using these guiding questions. And then you're going to reflect on the speech, the rhetoric of the speech, what you're learning, what basically the impact, the effectiveness of the speech on you as the audience member. And these questions are going to help you do that. So use these questions to help you write a paragraph reflecting on the speech. Okay, and that's what you'll be doing. And so that will be where we kind of ended this first week back from our second half of the semester. We're starting out a little slow. We gotta kind of work our way back into the second half of the semester. And then when we come to week 9, we will go in a little deeper and start looking more at rhetorical analysis, things like pathos, logos, and ethos. Maybe those terms are some you are already familiar with, but if not, you'll learn all about those next week. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or need help with anything this week, as always, please reach out. Have a great week, everyone.